Hello friends, very rarely wearing pants when he's on camera here, bringing you another Dota 2 video on behalf of Dota Alchemy, and in this video we're going to be talking about the gameplay update patch 7.23b, which was just dropped halfway through a qualifier, I might add, to address a lot of the things that people were probably complaining about in 7.23a, so hopefully some nakes nerfs. Anyway, general, we have tier 1 items, neutral items now drop at 7 minutes instead of 5 minutes. I feel like this makes a lot of sense because I've been having these games where position 5s will farm an easy camp of 5 minutes, they'll get really lucky, an item will drop, and they win the lane based on that item and not based on them already winning the lane through like lane mechanics and things like that. So this is a good nerf and prevents that from happening. 7 minutes, generally the laning stage is going to be well over by that point, so prevents lanes being won from a lucky item drop. Melee hero damage block no longer works against enemy player units. So I assume this includes heroes because heroes would of course be a player unit unless heroes aren't considered units. So this would be a big nerf to melee heroes. I will have to double check that to make sure it's not just like Spirit Bear and things like that and the language isn't just a little bit wonky with this one. Anyway, we have items. Abyssal Blade stun damage changed from magical to physical. I feel like if you're itemizing against somebody who's going to build an Abyssal Blade, you're itemizing against physical damage because it's a basher. So this is a bit of a nerf to Abyssal Blade because of that. Faded Brooch, movement speed increased from 20 to 25, making this just a better item in the tier 1 items. I feel like a lot of people they didn't really want this one, so that's a bit of a buff to that. Imp Claw, once again, damage increased, the crit strike reduced. This makes it better for its tier for the time you get it, but worse in the late game, which makes sense. I mean, you want people to replace the earlier tier items with the later tier items. Keen Optic, mana regen reduced from 1.25 to 1. This has been seen as one of the best tier 1 items you can get, so this makes a lot of sense. Mango Tree now spawns with a 3 mango bundle. That is cool. This is kind of a meme item at this point. I have seen people play around with the vision a little bit. I think Nigma, I saw them place it on top of a hill to give vision. So this 1200 vision increase is definitely much needed. This is going to be a cool item to see people utilize. Mindbreaker, completely reworked, it seems. Passive cooldown now passively provides plus 25 attack speed and plus 25 magic damage on your attacks. The next attack against your hero silences them for 4 seconds. Wow. That seems really good. That honestly seems a lot better than the previous one, which was just another Diffusal Blade. That's really cool. That's really cool. I think this is a really good item. They might have made it better, but just for more heroes rather than like, oh, you get this on PL, you win the game. Ninja Gear, movement speed increased 25 to 30. I love this item. I have a lot of fun when I get it. It feels really good if you utilize the smoke well. So a nice bit of a buff to this. I do think on this tier, a lot of other items were sought after, so it makes sense to buff something like this. Philosopher Stone, arguably the best tier 1 item you can get. I believe it's tier 1. They're changing the tiers a little bit, so I might have gotten a couple of these wrong, but I think this is a really good item to get. Just like the classic support item. You get a Crystal Maiden this. She gets 150 GPM talent, and she gets insanely farmed. People's Gift, nerfed. Once again, this is another item that I've seen a lot of people, they really want this one because it gives you, for a lot of heroes, it gives you like strength, or if you're a strength hero, it gives you agility, which gives you armor. It's almost always going to be a good item to get. Ring of Aquila, mana regen increased. Thank God for this. I personally hated getting this item on its tier. It just felt underwhelming compared to all of the cool new stuff. It's like, oh man, I just got an Aquila, so buffing this is definitely much needed. Skull Basher, this is changed from magical to physical. Just like Abyssal Blade. Third Eye now also provides plus 8 all stats. Goes away when the item does. I don't know why they're buffing this. This is one of the best neutral items in the game. It is a way better gem. This is a very cancer item, and I'm shocked that it got buffed. Titan Silver, attack damage reduced. Magic resistance reduced. Status resistance reduced. A lot of people on Reddit are complaining about this. I haven't personally felt the impact of it, maybe because of the heroes that are being picked in my games, but this item is worse. I personally haven't felt the impact, like I said. Trusty Shovel, cooldown reduced. Wow. Drop rates have been changed so that, okay, bounties are less likely. Flask, TP neutral, more likely. This makes a lot of sense. I got this item on Storm Spirit the other day, and I kept uncovering bounty runes and filling my bottle. It was not okay. I was impossible to stop because I had free regen all the time. Vampire Fangs, spell lifesteal reduced, but the regular lifesteal has been increased, which I think a lot of people were picking this up on the kind of right-clicking heroes anyway, so this is a buff to that, but the vision has been reduced, so less of a support item, more of a kind of right-click item. Heroes, Chaos Knight. Chaos Strike max crit has been increased. Okay, a little bit more damage. This hero was already pretty good. I think his win rate was quite good, even in the 7.23a patch, at least in pro-level pubs, so maybe this is something that's like a remnant of the lower-rated pubs. Crystal Maiden, I assume she got nerfed. Okay, she did get nerfed. The new aura is way too good. She has a 60% win rate in pro-level pubs. Much needed nerf. Draw Ranger, Agi gain increased. This hero's like a 40% win rate, so I agree with this. Marksmanship, Agility multiplier has been increased. Okay, so just straight buffs to Drow, making her a better hero, making her a stronger right-clicker. Ember Spirit, Agi gain buffed because he's fallen off a lot. Huskar, strength gain increased. I'm kind of surprised by this because I've been seeing this get picked a lot in the qualifiers, and a lot of people on Reddit are complaining about Huskar and picking up like a Titan Silver just being unkillable. So this is interesting that they buffed this. Juggernaut, talents. So a little bit of a buff to the level 10 talents on both sides. Not that huge of a deal. Lifestealer. All right. Let's see this one. Infest. Movement speed for heroes is now the same as the creep's bonus, which I believe is less. Of course, there's no way they would buff this hero. Infest health bonus reduced by a lot in the early levels. Thank God for that. I mean, come on. Level 6, giving somebody 750 HP? You're doubling HP at that point. Infest cooldown begins once you leave the infested unit. So you can't do because you could infest and then leave and then infest somebody and they would gain the HP. And then you could also use your abilities that way. So it's funny because this makes Lifestealer more of an AFK hero if it still does get picked, which is hilarious. Infest Scepter cooldown has been increased. Okay, so straight nerfs to Lifestealer. Thank God for that. Spirit Bearer, nerfs, making this hero a little bit worse. I still think that he's really strong early game, and this is kind of like a late game nerf. So still a very strong hero. Morphling, a little bit of a buff, literally unkillable. Pugna, life drain increased. Wow, I like this. I think this hero is underrated. So it's cool to see a straight damage buff for this hero finally at all levels. Razor, surge movement speed has been reduced, so it's 1% less. Okay, so a bit of a nerf to Razor. I still think he's one of the better carries. Riki, Cloak and Dagger, backstab damage has been increased. A lot of people are complaining about how awful this hero is just because you don't get that backstab damage with the reduced agility gain. So it makes sense to, well, I mean, I shouldn't say it makes sense to nerf it and then just buff it right after. But this kind of puts Riki a little bit back to close to what he was before. Techie's Proximity Mine replenish time has been increased. Thank God, this hero has been absolute cancer. I don't think they anticipated how good it would be to have charges on this ability. Scepter bonus range has also been reduced. Okay, good, interesting. Treant, okay. This hero's really bad, so I'm expecting big buffs. Nature's Grasp no longer targets trees directly. Cooldown has been reduced in the later levels. Overgrowth damage has been increased to straight 100. Probably still bad. This hero's got like a 38% win rate or something. It's probably still not very good, but this is a start. This is a start where we can start seeing this hero get a little bit of buffs in the next few patches. Vengeful Spirit, a little bit less tanky. Vengeance Aura bonus has also been reduced on all of the attributes. 60% win rate hero, so this is a much needed nerf. Probably still extremely good, just based on what the reworks do for the hero. Anyway, that's it for this video. Let me know in the comments what you think of the patch, and I hope to see you in another video.